So today we're going to be doing a tutorial for this baby penguin. This guy is about 5 inches tall. He's no sew except for just the little nose right here, but it's just 2 small strands of yarn. No extra pieces to sew on. So let's get started. So for this tutorial, you're going to need a pair of scissors, a yarn needle, some size 14 safety eyes. You're gonna want a 5mm crochet hook, some white, black, and orange safety yarn, although you'll only need very little of the orange. And then you're gonna want some stuffing or extra scrap yarn that you can stuff your penguin with. And that's gonna be everything we need before we start the tutorial. Alright, so we're starting with our black yarn. This tutorial is not for absolute beginners. You'll need a basic crochet understanding before you follow this tutorial. So we started with a magic ring, and we're going to do 6 single crochet inside of this magic ring. Alright, so we have our 6 stitches here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's a little hard to see when it's black yarn, but we're doing the best we can. So let's continue on to the second row. Okay, so for round 2, we're going to increase in every stitch around that we did in round 1. So increase is just 2 single crochet in 1 stitch. So 1 single crochet and 2. And we're going to repeat that all the way around. So here's what we're looking like at the end of round 2. See if we can count these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Again, it's always harder to see with black yarn. Alright, round 3 is going to be 1 single crochet and then 2 single crochet. And we're going to repeat that all the way around. So 1 single crochet and then 2 single crochet in 1. So it'll be 18 at the end. I also don't use a stitch marker. I just realized that. I probably should have pointed that out. At this point, I'm pretty good, especially on smaller items, at keeping track of where I am and knowing the rows, and I can just count back to see if I've lost myself. So I don't really use a stitch marker, but I know some people do. You can place it on the last stitch so that you know when. So if you want to use a stitch marker and you just finish the row you're done with it, you can stick it right into this last stitch you just did, and then by the time you get back around, you'll know. But I just know I'm on 18 right now, so yeah. Alright, let's start round 4. Round 4 is going to be 2 single crochet in each stitch and then an increase. And by the end you should have 24. So we're going to do 1 single crochet in 1 stitch. Oops. If I can see the stitches. We're going to do 1 single crochet in the next stitch and 2 single crochet in the 3rd stitch. Alright, and we're going to repeat that again. 1 single crochet, 1 single crochet, 2 single crochets in 1 stitch. And we're going to repeat that around until we have 24 stitches. right, there we are, we're at 24. That is round 4 complete. Okay, so for starting round 5, it is the first round with a color change. We are no longer increasing anymore. It is going to be this size. The penguin is only about 5 inches tall. It's just a small little cute guy, good for market prepping. So yes, we are going to start our first round with the color change. So for starting round 5, we're going to do 8 single crochet in black. So we're just going to start off normally and crochet like how we normally would. 6, 7, 8. Now when you do that eighth stitch, when you finish that 8th stitch, don't actually finish it all the way. Bring up your yarn, but don't yarn over and pull through. Instead, we're gonna grab on to our white yarn and we're gonna yarn over with that and pull through with that one. And that's how we're gonna do our color change. Now, my color changes aren't always perfect. Sometimes at the end, I'll go back with a black piece of yarn and go over some of them. But this is just how I do it. This is how I do it. So if you don't like it, then you can do it another way. But then you're going to do 3 single crochets in white. So basically you're just dropping your black yarn and picking up the white. You're not gonna cut off the black yarn because we need it, but you're just gonna let it hang there while we work with the white. So we got 1, 2, 3. Now the same thing goes for, I'm gonna pull on this white a little. Same thing goes for this stitch. You're not gonna close it, you're just gonna leave it open. What you're gonna do is you're gonna pull back your black yarn and you're gonna yarn over with that one, pull it through, pull your white yarn on the back a little bit, and then we're going to do 2 stitches with the black. And what this is gonna be is like the little nose area. And again, same thing, leave it open, switch back to the white. This part is a little tedious, a little bit annoying until you get through about the first 3 rounds of it, and then it goes white all the way around and you don't have to color change as much. So we're gonna do the same 3 stitches in white, not finish, pull over the black yarn, and then we're gonna do a single crochet with that. And we're actually gonna finish off the rest of this row with black. So it's going to be 7 single crochets from here. Sorry, 8 single crochets from here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then if you put a stitch marker, it should lead you back there, or it should lead you back to the 24th stitch of the last row. So there we are. We have the first color change row, which is showing the top of the penguin's head. So basically we're gonna do pretty much the same thing, except the next row, the white is gonna have 4 single crochet instead of 3. The 2 is gonna stay the same in the middle, and the outside it'll be a little bit different because we're doing 4 white, but the gist is the same. So we're going to start with black yarn, and this is row 6. We're gonna do 7 single crochet, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, we're gonna go ahead and drop the black, switch over to our white, and do 4 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4. And the same thing again. drop the white, pick up the black, do 2 single crochets in black for the nose area, drop the black, pick up the white, single crochet, single crochet, single crochet, single crochet 4. Sorry, I finished that one. Let me go ahead and take it out. Drop it, pick up the black, finish the row in black. It'll be 7 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And there we go. We have the second round done. See what I mean by it? That's just a little fluff sticking out, but the color changes aren't always perfect. Sometimes there's a teeny bit poking through, but sometimes I'll just go back later and kind of cover that up a little bit. It doesn't bother me that much to do that. The next row, row 7, is going to be identical to row 6. You're going to do 7 black single crochets, 4 white, 2 black, 4 white, 7 black. Exactly the same. Just repeat it again. I'll meet you back when I'm done with that row.
Here is the baby Benson's car seat, where he's going to sleep the whole car ride to the laundry mat. He's going to sleep until they arrive here a few minutes ago. She looks at him closely, and she pauses for a second. Wait, he looks, Heather Myers looks so blue. Heather, come look. Heather's mom walks over, and not only are her son baby Benson's lips blue, they look strangely like they're stuck together. This one put super glue and thrust his lips together. They look dry, and his whole face is this pale, ghostly color. She takes him out of the car seat, and he's cold, he's completely ice cold to the touch. There's CCTV footage of this, and Jessie is running to pick up her older nephew, the toddler, into her arms. Her phone is already up to her ear. She's calling 911. Heather is seen on the cameras, quiet, but she looks hyper-focused on performing chest measurements on her baby boy. 911, what's your emergency? Please stop, this baby is dead. Please start the laundry mat on the corner. Third and Union, please. Grandma, it's a laundry mat. Order the name of it, but I have another child in my arms, and my sweet baby is dead. We need you to start CPR on that baby. We don't know how. We don't know how. Is he on his back? We have him on his back. I need you to.
Okay, so for row 8, we're going to go all the way around with the white yarn. So it's going to be less color changes. We're going to do 7 single crochet in black, 10 in white, and then 7 again in black. Okay, so that was 7 black, and we're going to do 10 white. Crocheting over this whole part. Okay, and then we're going to do another 7 in black. The next row has our first bobble in it. We're going to do 6 single crochet in black. We're starting row 9. Okay, so that's 6. And then we're going to do a bobble right here. And on that bobble, instead of pulling through with the black, we are going to do a color change and pull up with the white through that bobble. And then we're going to continue with our white and do another 10 single crochet. And then we're going to repeat the same thing like this once we get to the other side. So we'll do 10 white, a bobble, and then 6 single crochet. back to black. I'm gonna do a bobble right here. And then we're going to do 6 single crochet in black. Okay, so now we are going to do rounds 10 and 11. They are also exactly the same as round 8, the round that we did before the bobbles. So just 7 black, 10 white, and then 7 black again. And we're gonna repeat that twice. It's the same, just without the bobble stitches. And this will be for rounds 10 and 11. So let's start with the 7 single crochet. All right, that is the end of round 11. Now we're gonna start with our orange bobble for the little feet. Okay, so we're going into round 12. This row is a little tedious because the white has like 1 single crochet before we do orange, but it's the last row with color changes, so that kind of makes up for it. We're going to do 7 black single crochet. I just did 1, so 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're going to go ahead and switch over to our white for 1 single crochet. Not going to finish it. Instead, we're going to grab our orange and finish it with our orange. And we're going to do a bobble stitch in the next stitch with orange. Okay, so we are doing, a bobble stitch in this row, or in this stitch, sorry. Oh, and let's not finish off, and we're instead going to switch back over to white and do 6 white single crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's go back. Instead of finishing that one off, switch back to our orange to do our other foot. Sorry, guys. Get some more orange yarn over here. Not finish off, switch back to white for our 1 single crochet. I know, it's tedious, but it also makes it look way better. Oh, don't finish off that single crochet because you have to switch it back to black. See guys, even it feels like I'm doing this for the first time, even though this is my pattern and I make these all the time. So we're going to switch to black. And we're going to finish off with 7 single crochet. All right, so we finished with our color changes. Now we are going to cut off, okay. We're going to cut off the orange and white. Let's get those out of the way because we don't need them anymore. I am going to, you can see all the color changes from changing back and forth in there. I'm going to tie these color changes in a knot. You don't have to do this. I just think it secures the end a little tiny bit more. I'm just gonna do it a few times and then there we go. Alright, we're going to do our first decrease row before we start stuffing and putting the eyes in. So we're going to do a single crochet 2 and then a decrease. This is row 13. Since every row has been 24 around and it's our first decrease row, we should have 18 at the end. So again, 2 single crochet. See how much easier it is just switching back to one color. All right, 2 single crochet. That was like a little fuzzy. 1, 2, and then a decrease, which is just putting 2 single crochets in one. So there we go. 2 single crochet, decrease. I have a problem with hitting my tripod. 1, 2, and there we go again. Another hit to the tripod. 3. All right, so we're just gonna repeat that around until we have 18. All right, now we're at 18. All right, so now we are going to insert the eyes. So we're going to take our 14 millimeter safety eyes. You can use glitter eyes. You can use, I mean, you could even use bigger eyes if you wanted, but I personally think these are the best. The eyes are going to be inserted in between rows 6 and 7, about 6 stitches apart. So I instantly know that that's like about here, but I am going to count just to show you. So 1 and 2, 2 and 3, 3 and 4, 4 and 5, 5 and 6, 6 and 7. I usually put them in the middle. And then same goes for this side over here. And just kind of place it in the middle. This one needs to be over a little bit. Put it in the middle of the stitch. I think that looks better. Push on it. Okay, I got that one. All right, now we are going to sew on the 2 lines for orange. So what I do is I'll just take a little bit of orange yarn, take your little needle, and you can do this after it's sewed, but I find it a little bit easier to just do it right now before we close up. And we are going to do that on the last row of here. Just put your yarn on, poke it through there, come through once, go back around, go through twice, come back around, and then one more time. Oops. And there you go. And then just cut off. Okay. I'm just pulling the strings in. Okay, and then we are also going to find those strings in here, and we're going to tie them together. There we go. So tie it, put it back in. There we go. I just stick my little hook in there and pull it out just teeny bit because I pulled it when I was tying the string. All right, so now after all that, we are going to start stuffing this baby. You can use polyfill stuffing. You can use scraps from yarn if you don't have any stuffing. Bottom, just start stuffing it, and then we're going to continue our decreases. So we have 2 more rounds. We have round 14, which is what we're going to do now. It is a single crochet and a decrease. So at the end of this round, you should have 12. So basically what we did last round, but instead of 2 single crochet and decrease, 1 single crochet and decrease. So I did my 1 single crochet, and then decrease. So that's 2 single crochet, 3, 12. Now you can add in that final little bit of stuffing. and we're going to do our last round. This is round 15, and we're going to decrease all the way around. So at the end of this, you should have 6 stitches left. Leave a long string to sew it, and maybe a little longer just so you can go through back through any little imperfections you want to cover up. So we're gonna, about this long, go ahead and cut it off. You're done crocheting. Okay. So I'm actually going to put a teeny bit more stuffing in this guy. Our needle, our little end piece of yarn. I'm gonna have to take a lint roller to this thing after. It's got stuffing all over it. Okay, we're going to sew through the outer line of each stitch. Okay. So I'm probably gonna have to take a little bit of white to go here and maybe over here, maybe here too actually. But for now, we can take the rest of this black yarn, make its way to the top, and we can go over little things like this. Alright, so here is our finished penguin. So cute. Alright, well, I hope you guys like this tutorial. Thank you for bearing with me. I know it was a little tedious during the color changes and my penguin moving around on the camera a lot. And also bumping the camera. I'm going to work on getting a little bit of a better setup. But let me know what tutorial you guys would like next, and make sure you tag me on Instagram at Crocheted by Lexi if you make a penguin using my pattern, because I would love to see it. Bye everyone!